Greetings! Greetings, humanity! And welcome to Channel Otherdoc. I'm Jim, I use he, him pronouns, and this is the Outer Veil, one of the story arcs in our Waking Nightmares campaign of Don't Rest Your Head, a game by Fred Hicks of Evil Hat Productions. This is a supernatural horror game in which nightmares have come to life for the Insomniac PCs who are struggling against them. We're going to... we're finally getting to launch. I had some internet issues, but so everything got knocked back a week. But thankfully, it is back on now. So someone made a pact with the internet demons, and service has returned. So we're going to go around and say hi to everybody, and once again find out who they are and who they are playing. And we will start with Krimsin. Hello.
Hey y'all, I'm Crimson Galaxy. That's Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. My pronouns are they, them, she, and they. And today I'm going to be playing Katrina Wales, a homeless musician who's just trying to survive in a world that seems like nothing is right.
Absolutely fair, absolutely fair. And you may be right about that. Now, let us head over to Ace. Hello.
Hi, I'm Ace. I use any pronouns, and I'll be playing Cal, a tarot reader for fun. Uses they them pronouns.
Excellent, excellent. And now we will head over to Shade. Hello.
Hey guys, I'm Shade. I'll be playing Tyler. Tyler is an ex-banker and he's trying to find some meaning in this meaningless universe. And drinks a lot of coffee with whiskey.
Important, the coffee. Very important. Keeps us awake.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, over to Cassa. Hello.
Hi, I'm Cassa. She, her. Tonight I'm playing Tamsin Zhao. She's like a really tired journalist who's just trying to make it in life. And, this will be exciting for her and for me.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. Like we do with other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card, make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil. So it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we are moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much, then everyone else can respond to that, again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game has the potential for discussions of physical and mental debilitation, insomnia, death, law enforcement, nightmares, body horror, being stalked and chased by supernatural beings, and other horrific themes. The game has mechanics related to states arising from sleep deprivation, referred to in-game as exhaustion, madness, scars, and fight-or-flight responses, but places the expression of those states squarely in the hands of the players. And if you want to see that, the text of that content information, that is, you can see that by in chat typing DRYHCW. That's Don't Rest Your Head, CW. Don't Rest Your Head, content warning. And that'll pop up. It's also going to come up regularly because it's on a rotation. And so you can see that there. Also, please remember that we have an open door policy, which means that any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It's just a game, and mental health is always more important. So, we're going to begin this story. We actually, to go forward, we must go back just a little bit and kind of home in on what we're doing here, where we are, and what's happening. Let me see. Do I have the Do I have the stuff? Let me grab the stuff here and make sure I have put it in the right place. Yes. There's a So there is there's an unusual thing that's been happening recently. In a city. This city is going to be somewhat inspired by Portland, Oregon. It is much like we did with sort of a city that's sort of like Anchorage adjacent back on the other plot line. This is going to be Portland adjacent. Things have not been quite perhaps as they should be. There are folks who are reporting, I don't know, cases of things where they might be hallucinating, seeing shadows moving, making it seem like it's eternally night. Around just sort of a few city blocks, I think, probably roughly downtown, not far from the river. And it is going to be in this setup that we're going to find. Well, we're going to find a particular coffee house. That we're going to be zooming in on. Yeah, it occurs to me that I have not named anyone or anything, so we'll figure that out momentarily. But perhaps the name of the coffee house is obscured. It's been there for so long that the there's something there. There was something of a banner there, but that it's been faded. It's been there for quite some time. Sort of the decor is very dark. There's a lot of sort of punk themes about it, and sort of as you go in, you're going to we zoom into the coffee house. It is, I think, probably is early evening. It's not quite 10 p.m. yet. It's somewhere during the 9 o'clock hour right now, perhaps, roughly. Somewhere around there. Hard to say. There are a lot of posters of old bands up on the walls of this place. I'm going to say it's kind of like any place in the heart of a downtown area is not going to have a huge amount of space, but it's got, I think, a decent amount of space for there to be at least one or two little sort of comfortable areas where you have couches and what have you. But again, there are a lot of blacks, there are a lot of purples, and there are I think it's not too early in the day to turn on the black lights, so there are probably black lights available. You have some bits of, there's sort of graffiti art, almost one might say, on one of the walls. Some of it made with kind of glow in the dark kind of paint. And we're going to zoom in. And this is at a time of day where they are mercifully between points where the music is constantly playing. They're probably going to start playing again soon. So you just really are going to be hearing kind of the sounds of the cafe itself right now. And we're going to see, sitting at a table, we have, on one side of the table we have Cal, on the other side of the table we have Tyler. And so I think we're going to see probably of these two. Describe yourselves, please. What do we see?
So Cal is sitting in generally dark clothes. They have a jacket on, and out from the inside the jacket they pulled out a tarot deck. They have dark wavy hair and light skin, and they're just focusing on shuffling their deck.
Tyler is sitting there, so he has dark hair and he's Caucasian. His hair is a little bit longer than mine, and he has a white shirt, which looks like it's not really fresh. He's sitting in front of a closed laptop with a cup of coffee in one hand, and is kind of just looking around.
So, you said you wanted a tarot reading. Do you have any questions in particular for this reading?
Oh yeah, right. So I've been meaning to ask, when do you think they'll add this pumpkin coffee to the menu?
It should be soon. I'm not sure though. I don't work here after all.
Okay, you don't need a tarot reading to know that, huh?
No,
Well.
I've been to this cafe enough to not need the cards for that.
Okay, fair enough. Right. Actually, I wanted to ask something else. I had troubles with sleep lately. I just keep having this, I don't know, weird dreams. Could you make me a reading to tell how to make them go away?
Yeah. So, Cal will then shuffle their deck and lay out 3 cards. And then we'll slowly flip the cards over, which will show then the Fool, the 10 of Wands, and the 5 of Coins, not in any particular order.
Oh, what does those mean?
So, it seems like you have a lot of burdens going on, probably from a new investment or something. Am I correct?
You might say so.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you see the Fool here actually represents new beginnings. So something that you started is bringing you or something that will start is bringing you a lot of burden. And you see the 5 of Coins here? Don't be too hard on yourself and ask for help. You see, taking on these new burdens will be hard on yourself, so you need to have people with you. You need to tell others about all your burdens, then you might just be able to have some rest.
Okay, so I need to just ask for help. That's what you're saying.
Ask for help, find someone you can trust. Don't take on everything alone.
Okay. To trust somebody. All right. Well, thank you for your advice. I'll try to follow.
I mean, it's not my job whether you follow it or not. Heck, I even know that I would have a hard time following it myself recently, but that's just what the cards say. It's your choice to believe them or not.
Well, we still have free will. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Of course. What's your name, by the way? I don't think we've met before.
It's Tyler. And yours?
Cal. Nice to meet you, Tyler. and they hold out their hand over the table.
Nice to meet you. I'm shaking the hand.
And then I just think what would be funny for the first conversation is if there's just like a pan over and it says when the pumpkin drinks are going to be coming in right behind Tyler.
Nice. Did we have anything else we wanted to do here?
I think Tyler will just like kind of sit and process this idea for a bit.
Yeah, I think Cal will go back to shuffling their cards, and I think this might be the perfect time for Zoom out.
All right. Yeah, no, it works for me. Okay. We're going to transition then. As we are, as we sort of are going to move away from the cafe to a park. This is also, it is again fairly early evening as these things are described. Not terribly far away from where this cafe is. This is, I think, so actually I'm going to ask we're going to find Katrina there, initially sitting in the park. What is Katrina doing? What is, describe Katrina and what we see her doing. Muted.
Katrina has really colorful hair, purples, greens, blues, all dyed in like different patches of her hair are dyed different colors. And yeah, she typically wears a denim patch covered jacket with black leggings, blue skirt that probably has some cigarette burns on it, but she doesn't care. Typically has colorful colorful punk shirts or goth shirts with designs printed on them. Wears flat-heeled boots that just are like a little bit of a lift. Like the sole itself is like 2 inches and the heel is like another 3. So it's not that bad, but it's like knee-high plaid boots that are just like super cool. And honestly, she's your typical hot trans woman crust punk. Yeah, she's probably sitting out there playing guitar at the park currently, and we'll put it away when someone approaches.
Yes. So this park. Do you want to throw in a detail or two about the park, by the way?
Oh yeah, sure. I hope that it's the park that's like 3 blocks long, but they're all on different blocks that cut straight through the middle of downtown on 5th and 6th Street. It's the space between 5th and 6th Street, I believe. Yeah, it's just like got some statues on one part of it. It's got benches and sparse trees. It's literally just like a walking park, I think.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that yeah. So Tamsin is going to arrive into this park. As you have been trying to track a particular thing, a particular effect. But tell us first of all what we see and what it is we see you doing.
Okay, so Tamsin is like second generation Chinese. So she just looks like she's really tired. So she's got like really big eye bags under her eyes, and just regular hair. And she's wearing like the top and the pant and the trousers are like quite smart, but then she's got like a big fluffy jacket on, um, uh, and she's kind of looking around, kind of looking over her shoulder, not really sure where she's going, kind of just walking around backwards, forwards, just trying to catch what she saw, because she's been told that there's been some strange occurrences, some strange things that have been seen and spotted in the park, some shadows that aren't really following people, which is strange in itself, but because she's always looking for that scoop, she's going to approach the person that seems very comfortable in the park, which is Katrina.
Mm,
All right.
yeah. I think I'd see her coming up and just kind of like lean back and just like, oh, hey, thirsty lion coffee, right?
Yeah, yeah. uh, Sorry, I just had to ask, you've been sitting here for a while?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's a nice place to just relax, you know? It is not
Really?
relaxing.
I wouldn't have thought so. I heard some weird stuff goes on here. Have you seen anything?
Yeah, I've seen all sorts of shit. What kind of weird are you talking about?
Uh, Maybe not the kind of weird that's usually talked about. Supernatural stuff, actually. I know I sound a bit weird saying that, but things that don't seem human or normal.
All right. Yeah, I know some stuff like that. Are you sure you're interested in that? You seem
Really?
put together.
Well, they say fake it till you make it, right? I I'm really interested in whatever is going on. It seems to be the only thing keeping me awake.
Well, yeah, just last night I saw like weird shadows crossing the park, and like I saw a couple of them like actually stick to some people, and I don't know. It might have just been my eyes playing tricks on me, but it definitely seemed real.
I don't think it was just you. Sorry, have we met before? What was your name again?
Well, I'm Katrina. I don't believe that we've spoken, but I definitely saw you at the coffee shop that I go up to sometimes. You know, I play on the stage sometimes, so I just like keep my eye on the people in there. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
I I think you did look familiar. I don't think I ever caught your name. Katrina, I'm Tamsin. Thank you for,
Yeah.
you know, talking to me. Uh,
Nice meeting
you
you,
don't
Tamsin.
Nice meeting you too. You don't seem that shocked by any of this though.
I mean, when you go through enough, nothing is shocking anymore.
So Tamsin is really interested now. She's got her little notebook out and she's sitting next to it. Oh, I'm sorry, because like maybe your guitar is in the way or something. Oh,
So Tamsin is getting ready to sit down. Katrina, you will note that it seems for a moment as though the shadow of one of the statues that is behind, where a bit of a ways behind Tamsin, is moving. It sort of seems to be sort of moving, kind of following her motions a little bit. You can see sort of as she shifts back and forth, and sort of just moving further towards you. It's when she does that it seems to creep closer, and when she moves to turn around to sit down, it sort of moves off to the right behind a hedge, a bush.
I think you got a shadow.
huh? What? What do you What do you mean?
Well, I just, we might want to get out of here. You want to head over to the shop because, something might be after you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's like this
Let's
series.
walk and talk.
Yeah. You're gonna start moving?
Yeah, just start moving.
Yeah. You're getting up.
I'm looking
Strange.
back over my shoulders and I'm just trying to look.
Now, you're looking back. You don't see, you don't note anything too unusual, but it's just like a kind of a. I'm imagining there's sort of an arranged kind of flower bed looking thing, and then just kind of a sort of there's like a sort of more bushes, hedges, and as you're moving away, you both will hear something as though something is moving through that little bit of foliage. And
If I heard it, I would probably,
yeah, you sort of keep trying.
Yeah, I hear it. It's very obvious.
As the light is sort of dimming a little bit even more, and you see it looks like even some of the lamps have come on in the park, but then it seems as though from just a bit of a ways distant, there's this strange this bit where one of the lamps kind of sort of buzzes, and this is a bit of a ways away from you. I want to say about 100 feet or so away from you, from where you're looking back, right, in that same direction. It sort of buzzes, and then when it fades down, you see for a moment it looks like someone stepping out from behind the post. Which is a little weird because it's like it's not really designed so that, you know, you could hide a person behind there. But it's sort of like this dark figure just sort of melds out and just kind of is like crouching a little bit. And then the light flickers, and just as it lamp kind of flickers out, you see this shadow start bolting forward in your direction. But then you can't see it because the light went out. And you don't see it reflected in any of the other lights coming out.
My guitar isn't in its case yet. I'm going to start playing it and try to compel that spirit away, if that's possible.
And if Katrina is stopped, then Tamsin is definitely kind of crawling towards it, like walking slowly towards it, because she's really curious.
Stay back.
Oh. Is it dangerous?
I think so. It seems like it is. Just like, chill with me for a second.
Okay.
So, you stand there for a moment and you play. And you'll note there are a few other people here, you know, in the park, and a couple of them a few of them just sort of are just stopping for a second and watching you play, and the shadow doesn't reappear.
All right. I think we're good. Sometimes I can do things with this thing, you know.
You're really good at it, so
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. We don't know what's going on here right now. Are you, like, I could definitely use some coffee myself. Are you up for some? We can finish our chat there. Awesome.
Definitely. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to imagine that as you head over to the coffee house,
walking
that,
and playing.
we see every now and then, and nothing seems to come of it, but every now and then you said that it's not far from the river. That every now and then you'll see the occasional like street light, or it could be just an apartment light. Every now and then you just sort of look in the direction of a light and it winks out. It doesn't happen to every light you look at. Maybe like every 6th or 7th light that you look at. So it could be a coincidence. Maybe.
I mean, this just happens all the time. It's fine.
Yeah. And, yeah, there is a...
If it's frequent enough, I think Tamsin will try to get her phone out and try to take a picture of it.
Yeah. Sure. Sure, you take your phone out as you're kind of heading over. I'm gonna imagine this, I'm gonna imagine this cafe is just across one of the bridges. So it's not very far, I would think.
Oh, really? That far?
Is that far? Is this in your in your mind a big
like
on
across
the
side
street
of the river that we're talking about downtown, just like literally there's only like 30 foot, like maybe 30 feet of riverside, beachfront or whatever. Not beachfront, but you know what I mean. The thing, boardwalk. There's only like 30 feet of boardwalk or whatever, and then there's dozens of coffee shops in like all of the first like 13 blocks on the same side of the river. So
okay. So what I would imagine then in the case of this reality is that you're crossing over you're sort of crossing over a bridge, but it's not over the river, it's over another place. Are there multiple levels? It's there.
Honestly, it's really wild how our highways and everything are set up. It all up and down. Like,
okay.
There's some roads that are like 100 feet in the air.
Okay. So I think you can probably actually the way that we described this, and there's a park, you might be crossing maybe under. Actually, it'd be more likely to be crossing under a bridge at some point than over one. So as you sort of will do that, there is this sort of weird kind of shift where every now and then it feels as though you feel like there might be something watching, or so you feel like there might be something following, but every time you turn and you look, there's nothing. And it feels also, the one thing you can note is that it feels like it's getting darker a little bit earlier than you would think it, or it's darker than it should be by this point. I mean, it's night, but not very much darker, but a little bit darker. You will eventually... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, that's not uncommon. The skies are gray a lot around here.
Yeah. Should be fine.
Yeah.
For our audience, they won't know.
Yeah, sorry. No, I'm just like trying to help lull the audience into a false sense of security.
Everything's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's all good. Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. So, we're going to sort of see as you are as you're moving. We're heading you back in the direction of the coffee house. We're going to look. We're going to see they have started the they have started the metal music at the coffee house.
All right.
And you're going to see that as you're getting there, it's basically You see, Cal and Tyler are still there. The people have started coming in. It's not there aren't a huge number of people here tonight, but because actually, okay, be fair. The way we describe this coffee house, there's never a huge number of people here.
I mean, unless you got a good punk band rolling through, nah.
Yeah, this is not one of those nights. So he's basically playing the canned music.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're kind of coming through, you'll see that. You'll see that.
Sorry.
Oh, no worries. Tyler and Cal are there. There are a few patrons sort of sitting quietly in one of the couch corners. And you've got Reg behind the bar, and that's about it. He is sort of very, very sort of burned out old rocker type. He still has what's left. He sometimes he tries to maintain a mohawk, but it's his mohawk is low this season. It's a bit more closely in. Generally, we'll be wearing he'll have a number of metal studs about his person. He's like in the neighborhood. He's in like neighborhood of 50. Hard to tell. But he will. You'll kind of see him, as he's bringing kind of a little carafe over to one of the tables, which the table at which Tyler is currently sitting. He's we got in some of this. We got in the pumpkin spice crap. If you want any.
Oh well. Hopefully that will help me to survive this music. Thanks.
And he just sort of cocks his
I'm
an
just
eyebrow.
joking. I'm just joking. You know, the sounds. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah.
Just kind of shakes his head. And he just sort of slams the mug down and pours it in. He's like, yeah, you enjoy that.
Thanks.
He turns and he's sort of going. He's just sort of looking. He's kind of just sort of shaking his head, and he's sort of kind of thrashing to the music a little bit as he's going back and forth. Offering the coffee to folks who want it. He doesn't seem to have much faith in the pumpkin spice flavor, but he is providing it because it has been asked for.
Cal will turn to Tyler real quick and be like, wow, you're some interesting person to come here, not for the music.
What?
Yeah, look around. Practically everyone is here, well, just because it's loud and it keeps them awake.
Yeah.
So, as Katrina and Tamsin will arrive here, and you'll sort of you'll be hearing again. He has the canned music playing. You see Cal and Tyler are sort of out at this table, and then you've got this cluster of people at one of the sofa areas, and Reg will kind of look up and just sort of gesture, hey, what's usual? I'm sorry, you're muted again.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, please. The almond milk hazelnut latte. There we go.
You got it. And he'll sort of gesture sort of over to
Rich.
Tamsin.
Black. Just black.
He just sort of
Get some
smiles and
flavoring.
points. And he will he'll say, like all good souls. And he will turn and he will
And Tamsin's also rocking to the music
Yeah.
as well.
Oh yeah, same.
and
For character description, just want to say because I'm drinking tea right now, I would just say the cow is drinking tea, and of course Rich tastes it.
Everyone's drinking something different. I like
yeah.
that.
So as you kind of are coming in, you'll note that there's this moment as you're kind of coming in, getting starting to get settled a little bit, and you're preparing to chat about stuff. And I think that let's see. Yes. Tamsin, I think you will see something first. As you're sort of pointed toward the back of the coffee house. And there's like a monitor on a wall that's been hung near the back. It's got it's they're you see someone they've got sort of footage from a band playing. It's probably, it looks like it's Black Sabbath, basically. And yeah, there's sort of a lot of the long, slow things. And there's this moment where as Tamsin, as you're sort of looking, you know, it's like it's a moment as you're looking at it, and there's a moment that as the camera kind of swings around and zooms toward Ozzy, he will kind of take a second and he will look into the camera, sort of gritting his teeth, and he'll lean forward. And there's this sort of weird pause because you don't remember. This is a little unusual for this to be in the video. And he says, "All right, they're coming for you." You can swear you hear him say that. Okay. Just so you'll know, you're gonna have to make some choices soon. And then there's this sort of, and the video blanks out. Tyler, you're facing the. You got your back to the back toward and facing the back wall, so you're facing the front. You can see the sort of plate glass outside. You can see kind of you can see to where the boardwalk is, and you can see where the river is, and you can see as you're watching this, or not watching this, but as you sort of are looking up, you can see it's like the outside goes dark. All the lights in the outside, it's like start winking out in this sort of wave coming in your direction.
I'm just blinking hard and just.
And It's almost like a mist rolling down but it's really more absence of light. If absence of light were in the shape of mist, it sort of starts rolling down over the front, and you're looking out the front, and it's like for a moment you're looking, there's nothing out there.
Is it? Hey, Cal, do you see that?
But I think Cal turns around and they see it too.
Cal,
What is-
you turn around and you see it. You see that there's it's like for a second it's like it's just me. You think for a second it's just foggy out there. But you don't see anything out there.
Looks like fog to me. I don't want to see anything else. What
Yeah.
are you looking at? What caught your eye?
I'm not sure what I'm looking at. It's like I'm not really looking at anything. I tap on the glass
Okay.
lightly.
All right. You tap on the glass, and there's a brief. Nothing seems to happen, and then there's this point, and I think everybody hears this. But reverberating from the glass, there's this moment where it's like,
Someone out there?
What? I tap again.
and then
Holy shit.
and
Okay.
outside has become completely dark.
Tamsin's gonna try and open the door.
Oh, you're going to go to the front and open the door?
I was thinking the same thing, honestly. I was like, somebody's out there messing with us. What's going on?
Yeah, so we're both reaching for the door.
While they're doing that, Cal will try to wipe off the windows to see if there's fog inside to be able to see if they can see anyone outside from there.
Okay. Sort of like, Cal, you're going, like, trying to see if you can see. The door opens inward. And it's interesting. It's kind of like the darkness outside is starting to bleed in through the door across the floor. There's this rolling forward.
Nope, I slam it shut.
And as you do, slam the door shut, and there's this moment where like the shadows for a second underneath the door that have crept in already are still there. And you can swear they like roil upward.
I'm gonna try to kick through it, see if that's what I would do.
Yes.
See if it's actually there.
Yes. Let's kick the shadow thing.
Yeah, that's
That
a
will-
great
that's
idea.
fine.
That's
Yeah.
an amazing idea.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
It's what any
okay.
sane person would do.
That's right. I'm going to set this one. This one is a pain of 3. So the way that this works is you're attacking a shadow thing. Actually, no. You know what? Actually, this is only going to be a pain of 2. This is going to be a pain of 2. And so you get to choose. So on your character sheet, you'll see that you have discipline, which is, you've got your 3 discipline dice. if you wish, before you roll, you may increase your exhaustion by 1. Your exhaustion should be 0 right now. And you always may add 1 to 6 madness to your roll. It'll ask you before that, so you don't actually have to change it on the sheet. Do you want to increase your exhaustion before you roll, or no?
I don't think I would. I don't think I would think it was worth doing.
Are you just going to be using straight discipline, or at this point, do you think?
Yeah.
And it'll ask you if you want to add madness. You can if you wish, but that's up to you.
Okay.
When you hit the die roll.
Won't either. I'm just gonna go straight. See what happens.
Okay. You have 1 success. I'm going to roll 2 pain dice, like I said. I have 1 success. Dice go to you. Let's see. You have a 2, a 4, and a 5. I have a 6 and a 1. So, you're successful, but pain dominates. So that means I get a coin of despair. And as you kick at this thing, it's like you're passing through semi-solid dust, a semi-solid little dust cloud that but it's more than that. As your foot is breaking it apart, it's like if you could feel television static almost. I don't want to call it television static, not this exactly. It's almost like that. It's weird. It's like some kind of odd beanbag. You ever kicked a beanbag?
Yeah.
You ever kicked a beanbag open? Because this is kind of, I think, like that. The sensation. And there's also a slight kind of like almost little electrical jolt that comes up your leg as you do that. And it stings, it hurts. Your leg goes a little bit numb as this shadow kind of evaporates around you. And
Pins and needles.
Yeah. And it is at that moment, I think, that as the 4 of you are focused on this front window, where you hear from behind you, "Hey, what?" And you turn around. I'm sure. Does anyone look behind and see what that was, by any chance?
Cal would look behind them.
Okay.
Quick.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So, Reg was until a few seconds ago standing at the bar. And the people in the couch corner back there, well, are no longer there as far as you can tell. There's actually something dark slithering from that, sort of also to behind the bar, at the same time as you see this kind of lash come forward and grab him around the neck and yank him backwards. And you see, and you hear rather more, it sounds like he's getting dragged very quickly back into the kitchen.
Cal will involuntarily take a couple steps back while screaming his name.
At this point, like, because Tamsin didn't look back, she's just gonna be like really confused. Like, what's going on? Where'd Rage go?
I don't know what's happening, but something dragged Rich into the kitchen.
I think Katrina just moves. She's taken off to the kitchen.
Thing is still pounding something on the glass. There's something you can hear pounding on the glass. But move away. Katrina is heading toward the kitchen. What's everyone else doing?
Tyler moved away from the glass, but he's just looking at it right now, and like by the corner of the eye, I guess he saw some movement where how Rachel was gone. So he's like looking at both directions, not sure where to go, or maybe to go away from it.
Tyler, you almost see it's like not exactly hands, maybe they're hands. Hard to tell when you're looking at Oblivion, but it's like pieces of the darkness are thudding against the glass in this kind of motion.
Okay, so Tyler just like trying to find something which could be used as a weapon right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just involuntarily. He doesn't really think that he could do anything with it, but hey,
Sure.
that would
You're
just
gonna look for something to hit something with. That's perfect.
Exactly.
I'll come back to that in a second. What are Cal and Tamsin doing?
Cal looks back at the glass and the people there be like, you got this? Good. Without waiting for responses and follows Katrina.
Okay.
Yeah, Tamsin's probably following Katrina as well.
Okay.
Cal did not know that Tamsin would be following as well, thinking it'd be an even.
I mean, maybe as Tamsin passes Tyler, be like, maybe it's a bit safer to, stick together.
Right. Right.
Tyler, there
Just
are.
come.
So you have just so you're aware, the closest things that might be used to hit other people with, there's a mirror on one of the walls, one of those round mirrors, and there's a lamp, a standing lamp. So those are the.
I'm taking the lamp and like looking at everyone living, and I'm kind of like just going into that direction, looking at the glass. So I follow everybody,
Okay.
but like looking at the other direction.
Still watching
looking
the
back.
glass as
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Excellent. Katrina, you're going to head into the kitchen. You're going to burst into the kitchen, and
Yeah.
you'll see that.
Legitimately burst.
Yeah. See a few things. So the first thing that happens immediately is you're stepping in is you see Reg getting dragged through a door in the far wall. Have you ever been in this kitchen, by the way?
I'm just gonna say no.
Okay. So the door in the far wall does look a little incongruous. You can't quite put your finger on it. As far as the kind of thing you're looking at here. Oh wait, let me open up an image really quickly that I will need to have in front of me, just so that I can remember what this looks like. Yeah. There it is. Alright. There's really more information that I need. Okay, good. There it is. Yeah, so you're gonna see that. And it looks kind of like, the door looks kind of like it's a it's this sort of blue wooden door with faded paint that had opened up. You see him getting dragged through that, and the door slamming behind him. In the kitchen, the pots and pans are kind of in a bit of disarray. The there are a bunch of shelves of coffee and other things that and at the base of one of these things, you see there is something. This is not far from the door. There is a shadowy something that is rooting around in one of this dropped sack of coffee beans. And it's about, I would say, the size of maybe a medium-sized dog. It's kind of, and you hear this strange sort of almost slight crunching noise.
Hey, get out of there. You know you're not supposed to be in the garbage.
And I think as Cal and Tamsin are coming in behind you, you see this thing, it turns. It turns with more than 4 legs. This is, I'm gonna say, this is this shadowy, sort of blobby, shadowy thing turns, and it has 6 legs. As it kind of turns around, its shape is difficult to perceive, but it has a head. It has these limbs that are slightly spindlier than that of a canine, but the closest approximation would be like a dog or a horse. As they come around
fast, got you.
And sort of comes around, ticks around, and it's kind of almost sort of half crawls, sort of slithers in your direction. It's kind of like. And by the way, behind you, I think just Tyler, as you're backing in to the kitchen and as you've been watching the front, you do see a crack starting to form on one of the glass panes, one of the big plate glass windows, very slowly, and it seems like there's more sort of thumping of little hands in that area.
Shit. Tyler keeps like moving backward, and whenever he reaches the door, he'll just try to shut it.
Yeah, when you're coming to the door to the kitchen? All right,
yes.
Okay. All right, so meanwhile, in the kitchen, there's this thing. And it's like...
What the heck is that?
And you see little... You see little waves coming off of its back that might turn into things that are like tentacles. It's hard to say. What would you like to do?
I would like to yell at it loud and like try to scare it off. If it is an animal that's been taken over by like the shadows or whatever, then the idea is to cow the animal that is possessed.
So this being is going to have a pain rating of 4. And so what would you like to throw at this? I'm going to be rolling 4 pain dice. What would you like to throw at this? You've got your discipline. If you want, you can increase your exhaustion by 1. And then when you hit the roll, it'll ask if you can do 1 to 6 madness if you want. If you want to increase your exhaustion, you'll have to do it on the sheet before you roll, but that's up to you.
Yeah. I just completely realized that I just have the character sheet that I filled out pulled up and not the roll 20. My bad.
Oh, okay. You can grab any either of the 2 blank ones, and you should be able to still fill. It's really fast. Basically. You should
Well,
hopefully
what
be.
dice am I going to be using? I have tons of dice on me if I can just
D6s.
use physical ones.
You have 3 different pools of D6s. So you want to. So if you're gonna. So you have discipline dice, you have exhaustion dice, and you have madness dice. And so as long as you can distinguish between those 3 different dice pools, that's the important thing.
I have plenty of different designs. I got this. All right. So 3 discipline points. And I will say that I'm definitely going to use exhaustion.
Okay, so you can add 1 exhaustion, so you'll have
4 dice. And then how do I use the madness?
So
ability?
you can and then again make sure it's a different type of die for the exhaustion, so you can see that pool. And then for the 3rd type of die, the D6 will be madness. So you can have 1 to 6 of those for anything that you roll. You're not required to use madness right now because you're not using your madness talent, but you can always roll madness if you wish.
I mean, I think I will just because this is a pretty mad situation, so to speak.
All right.
So let me grab these 3, one of these, and let's say 2 madness dice.
All right. You're rolling 6 dice total. And
yes. Ooh. Not great.
okay, so successes are 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Oh, that's better than I thought then. I have 3 2s and 3 with 2 4s.
Okay. So you have 3 2s total? You said or
I had no, 2 2s and a 3, my bad.
2 2s and a 3.
3 2s. No, it is 3 2s, a 3, and 2 4s. That's what it was.
Okay, yeah, the 4s aren't gonna matter too much because it's 1 2s and 3s are gonna be. But okay, so you've only rolled 2s, 3s, and 4s, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And both of the madness dice were 2 and 3.
Okay. Yeah, so basically the way we look at these is when you're looking at successes, the 1s, 2s, and 3s on the dice, it doesn't matter what pool they were in. You can just total your successes. When we look at the pools when we decide what's dominating, and that's for the highest number that you have in any one thing. So you've got so what you've got is it sounds like 3 successes. Is that right?
3 2s and a 3, 4
Yeah.
successes.
3 2s and 3, 4 successes. All right, cool. And what were the 4s in?
The 4s, one of them was the exhaustion die, and one of them was from the general pool.
From the discipline. Okay.
Discipline, yeah.
Okay, so right now you've got pretty much your so the highest quote unquote strength pool you have right now toward determining what's dominating is discipline. Because you have a 4 and you have a 2, whereas in the exhaustion pool you just have 1 4 but nothing else. I have a 5 in pain, so I only got 1 success. But I have a 5 in pain, so pain is dominating again. So that means once again, so you're going to you get I get another coin of despair. But things are going favorably for you. Just painfully favorably. So I think that this can be a thing kind of at cost, really. You're trying to sort of use your presence of being to shoo this creature away, and you can see as it moves that it's hard to tell whether it's possessed something or whether the shadow has just taken this form. But what it will do is it will snake backwards, and you see it moves up the wall. The whole thing moves up the wall as it pulls back, just kind of hissing. And as it does so, it bumps the light switch and the lights go out. There's a little bit of light still here. There are, there's light filtering in from other rooms. Tyler did just close the door behind you all, so not as much light coming in from the bar proper, but there's still a little bit. And you hear this loud thumping as you hear it retreating off somewhere. You're not sure where.
Mm-hmm.
There is, however, the sound of from behind the door you just came through. There is the sound of glass cracking and crashing. Crashing glass.
Oh shit, I think it got through. Whatever the hell it is.
What did you see? Oh, it was
The
coming
window.
through the window?
The window cracked. So I'm trying to lock this door somehow.
Holy moly.
So I want to say that Cal is scared. Cal is getting scared, and they have their tarot in their hand. And I want to try to use their madness talent to use the sun card to light stuff up.
Ooh, okay. All right. Cool. So how big of a light do you want here?
Just enough to be able to see. at
Okay.
least.
So yeah, you're just grabbing a light source here. Ooh.
Oh, we
Gonna-
lost.
Oh, no. Yeah. Let's go ahead and let me go ahead and arrange things here real quick. Yes, occasionally stuff happens.
Yeah,
Um.
gremlin.
Yeah. Hopefully. Hopefully Crimson's okay. But we will see what happens. Yeah. So to cause this to happen, this is the first time this is happening, and you are trying to resist indirectly a supernatural darkness. Let's see. Let me check the fear rating of the thing that's coming.
And for context, this would be the first thing that something supernatural Cal would have done. So even they don't know what's happening themselves.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna. So since this again, you're not trying to directly affect the thing, but trying to sort of bring in light to help stave it off a little bit, whatever it is. We're just gonna give this a pain rating of 3. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna need to roll, I think, just to light. Do you want a dim light or you want a localized light? You want a dim light or a bright light?
I think a dim would be the easiest to do.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll only need to roll 1 madness die. You may roll more if you wish. But on your sheet, you basically you don't have to do anything, but you can increase your exhaustion before you roll if you like. But I see that you did not. So that's fine. Did you want to increase your exhaustion before you rolled or no? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. What was that? You're good? You're good? Oh, okay. All right. So you got 3 successes, looks like. I'm going to go ahead and roll my 3 pain. I got 1 success. Let me check what's dominating here. Once again, pain is dominating. Let me see. Do I want to shift it? Yes.
Yeah, I do
I'm
have
gonna-
a 6 in discipline, but yeah.
Let me see. Well, let me see here. Well, actually, you've got a 6 and a 3 and a 1. I've got a 6, a 3, and a 5. Oh no, I can't shift it unless I use both of my tokens. So I'll just grab another despair token, another coin of despair. We'll just load up on them for now, shall we? So that said, pain is still dominating. So you're going to. So yeah, tell me initially what this is going to look like. This is the first time you're using your power.
Well, the first thing I think is just a dim light slowly comes out of the deck as you slowly see that in their hand the sun card is on top, and it just comes out of the deck and kind of like just goes above them, but not much farther from Cal themselves.
Okay.
In the
Yeah.
falling
So,
light.
so is it like does it like the sun pop? A little miniature sun pops up from the card. Is that what we see?
Yeah, I would say so.
Nice. Awesome. You like pull out the sun. You can all see again.
But
Oh.
Tamsin is definitely more focused on the sun that just came out of Cal's hand.
Yeah.
She's out.
How did you do that?
I don't know what is happening.
There's
Everything is
some
just-
immediate shuffling, by the way. This kitchen isn't huge. So it's mostly, shelves, stoves. There's a stairwell going up. But I think that you're going to. Yeah, there's very quickly the far end of the room. You can just barely see this sort of dog-sized shadow that was there, sort of moving around, and you can hear it scuttling up the stairs.
Hey, what is going on here? Tyler is holding the door, by the way, like still just in case, and
Yeah.
like looking around.
Yeah.
And hey, should we like move on from here?
And
Where else can we go?
so
Which way do you want to go?
from this room, you have a couple of options. There are stairs going up, and there is this blue door that's on one side of the room. It looks a little incongruous, but it's there. It's the door that Reg got pulled through. And then there should be a hallway leading out to the back, probably, if this building is up to code.
The stairway. Let's just go upstairs.
Yeah. The stairs is where the dog went, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's follow that.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea.
Mhm.
All right. So
Okay, then Tyler just like lets the door loose and starts running towards the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So all those of you here present, I'm going to assume, are going to begin charging up the stairs.
Yeah.
And I think because there was a pain result recently that we had
There was
not
a
fully
lot.
resolved.
A lot of pain.
You can see by the light of the little sun that floating near Cal. As you get up there, it's gonna lead up to Reg's apartment. Where you see that the door there's a door to his apartment that's open. It looks like it's been kind of it's a little bit off its hinges. It looks like it's sort of hanging there off its hinges.
We don't know that Rage. Hey. We don't know that Rage got pulled through the door, right? So we could assume that Rage went upstairs.
Well, Katrina knows that Reg got pulled through the blue door. The rest of you didn't see it happen.
So Tamsin's running up, trying to see if Rage is okay. Like,
you're trying to head up the stairs to his apartment.
No.
Okay.
I would yell out immediately. He got pulled through the door.
Yeah.
But by then it's too late.
Well,
we're inside.
Cal move. Well, I will say that Cal. I will say that Tamsin has the ability to move very quickly. You do hear Katrina say that. But you do see. So Tamsin and Tyler, I think, were bolting up the stairs if they wished to. But you can sort of see that the door off its hinges. Looking in his apartment, you briefly you can see into his apartment where you can see that this. How do I put this? There are things on his coffee table, on his sofa, these shadowy things slithering all over his furniture. It's
if the
kind
light's
of
not on, I'm gonna flip it on.
Yeah. And as you do so, you hear these. You hear this sort of fluttering, as it's like a piece of shadow suddenly, and it's like you can see them. They flip the light on, and you see them kind of leap up and start fluttering toward you through the air very quickly, bat-like. And as you can hear also, the dog-sized thing is wreaking some sort of destruction in the apartment, beyond probably in his upstairs kitchen. And Tyler, you're also kind of in a position to see this. You see these bat-like things are flapping out from the apartment. They're starting to come down the stairs.
Damn. I'm trying to sort of hide behind this lamp and just end up just pull through.
Yeah. The lamp is not emitting light because you had to unplug it to pick it up.
Yeah.
But
It has some surface.
So, yes, they're trying to essentially form this sort of little this thing where they're kind of trying to pelt you. They're in a much narrower space heading down the stairs. So, as you're trying to fend these off, this is going to be, Tyler, as you're trying to fend these off, this is going to be, this is going to be a pain of 2. And what would you like to use? You've got, like I said, you've got your discipline, and you may, if you wish, increase your exhaustion before you roll. And then it's going to ask you if you want to add madness.
I'll add 1 madness because this situation is crazy.
Okay. Now remember, you don't have to add it on the sheet. It'll ask you if it's madness.
Okay.
Exhaustion you do have to add on the sheet if you want to up it, because that's permanent.
Extra madness is 1.
Okay. I'm going to roll my 2 pain dice. And I got no successes. You rolled madness, and you got 1 discipline. Okay, excellent. So let's see. I'd have to spend 2 in order to change the pool. Okay. So you're successful. Yeah, sure. We need to start getting some of these things happening here. So I'm gonna spend 2 despair, which translate into coins of hope. Hope can be used by you, not on this particular roll, but on upcoming rolls. Any player can spend a coin of hope to remove an exhaustion, or remove a check mark from fight or flight, or add 1 to your discipline pool. Add a 1 to your discipline pool after you when you're rolling. A player can also spend 5 minus the amount of discipline you have in coins of hope to recover a point of discipline and remove 1 point of permanent madness. So yes. So I have spent this despair because I add these 2 coins of despair to add 2 6s to the madness pool. So it means you're successful, but madness dominates. So please check off a response.
Yeah. So given the situation, what will it be? Well, if I'm successfully defended, I guess it will be a fight response. So, like, just wildly,
so your fight response is going off.
Yeah, exactly. Just moving this lamp. Like, Tyler is just, like, trying to, I don't know, like, kill, or just, like, I don't know, somehow
You are
damage
swatting
things.
these shadowy things. They're not entirely solid, but they kind of are. You're slamming them kind of against the wall, and you see them sort of melting down as you're, like, batting these things against the wall of this narrow little stairwell. As you batter them against the wall, and they run like ink kind of down the walls.
Yeah.
As you have done that.
You get that! And Tyler just keeps moving upstairs, encouraged by the success.
So Tyler and Tamsin appear to be trying to go upstairs. What are Cal and Katrina doing?
Ooh, tough. Look, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing right now, so I'm just gonna try to keep up with those 2. Do you think you can try to keep up?
Yeah, I'll try my best. I think I'm the light source after all, and if we're fighting whatever this is, we'll need to be able to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's run.
All right.
And I'll run.
Cal and Katrina, as you are running up the stairs, you hear... Well, actually, yeah, you're going to make it to the top of the stairs. You're going to make it into Reg's apartment. You will hear a lot of shuffling from downstairs, and you'll hear what sounds like the sound of the kitchen door exploding open.
Right.
So you have but a moment. You're all standing in Reg's apartment. It's kind of a loft-ish looking thing. There's it's not huge, but he's got a living room area. He's got a little kitchen area, and there are a few steps going up to a little sort of bedroom loft area. And in the kitchen area, which is underneath that, you see this hound, this shadow hound, is tearing, scrabbling at the refrigerator, has actually gotten up a little bit behind a couple of its limbs behind it, and it yanks, and it's tipped it over. And there's this big thud as the refrigerator hits the ground. And you see it looking at you, and you see, here's the thing, what happens is it sort of pulls up, and it's like, it it seems to be doing something scrabbling along the back of the refrigerator. What are you all doing?
The moment of courage kind of passed, so now Tyler is just like kind of like looking at the thing and trying to see if there's any escape route.
There are windows.
Which are totally black.
Yeah, and the door behind you is off its hinges, and there is something coming from below, just so folks are aware. There are windows which are also very dark. You will see that this creature scrabbling... I'm sorry. Let me go with everyone else. What's everyone else doing before I describe what the creature's doing?
I kind of... Oh, go ahead.
First thing I do is check in. Hey, everybody all right now? Everybody good? Everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
You could say so.
All right. I'm gonna try something.
Yes, I'm as good as I could be.
Can I potentially use my madness talent to try to manipulate the energy of this dog at the least?
Oh, what do you want to try to do?
I just kind of want to instill in it like feelings of safety and fullness. That way it doesn't like make it feel like it's like it just had a big meal and it's completely safe where it's at, hoping that the whatever this is will not be congruent with those emotions.
You want to make it a happy puppy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure, you can do that. This is going to be, again, let's see. I made adjustments before when I was, this was a, hang on, thinking. Yeah, I believe I originally said this was it was a pain of 4. So we're gonna continue with that, for this one in particular. So I'm gonna be rolling a pain of 4. So you can decide what you want to put in your pool for this.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and increase exhaustion one more.
That's
time,
right. You're using
so
your
I have
madness
2
talent
dice.
too.
I am.
Yeah. I need to tell you how many. To manipulate its emotions, this thing's emotions, you're gonna need to roll at least 2 madness. You can roll more if you wish.
I'll do the 2.
Okay.
So that is 7 total dice.
Okay.
That's pretty nice. Only 4 successes, but 3 1s and a 2, and then I also got 2 4s and a 5.
Okay. Is the 5 the highest die you rolled?
Yes.
Okay. So you got 4 successes, which does beat mine. Pain is dominating though. Again, I got 2 6s, so I get another coin of despair. So this will be, let's see, more success at cost. So what does this look like? Tell me what this. Well, tell me what this looks like at first, and we'll I'll tell you kind of how this goes.
I think it looks like just like me looking at it, and you see like a pulse that like emanates out, and it just is like almost wavy. It just looks like gas in the air almost, and it just like floats out of me towards the demon doggy.
Okay. So it drifts out, but as pain is dominating, there is a little bit of an exchange. As you can kind of sort of sense that happening to the dog, to this hound, as it is sort of scrabbling. It stops scrabbling and just looks at you. And you see these, where you think there are probably eyes, And
Inky black
For a moment.
void.
yeah, inky black voids. And you hear, for a moment, this, you hear a voice. And it's as though it's coming kind of from the hound, but also it's not. It's like it's in your head. And as this hound calms down, that you'll hear. Let me see here. You hear this voice that sort of says, "Should you wish to find purchase, it can be provided. But this place is mine." You don't think this is the dog's voice, because the dog is calmed down. The dog has sort of been scrabbling, and it's very calmly now pulling one of its legs, and it does... The back of the refrigerator looks weird, now that you have a second to see it. And this is only seconds, because there's something thudding up the stairs. But you see the dog sort of reaches over, and kind of the end of its... uses the end of one of its legs. It's maybe hooves, hook-like? Hard to say. It's a shadow. As it pulls up, and you can see that, the back of the refrigerator has this... It creaks open. And it's like the back of the refrigerator is on this weird wooden door facade. And this hound just calmly starts, sort of nods, and just sort of slowly, calmly starts slithering down into the back of the refrigerator. Everyone is now hearing this sort of this sound as of trampling, almost, as these sounds of thudding as something is coming up the stairs.
I get back to the stairs just to look what it is.
Ah, excellent. So, the thing on the stairs is... You see this being. There are a couple of them. They look like people. Yeah, they're shaped like people. They actually are dressed kind of, they're not dressed inappropriately for this cafe, because they're wearing what looks like jackets with kind of sort of a studded metal affair. But the sort of what would be the dark leather of the jacket looks like flowing shadow. And as it comes up, you see, you don't know if they're hoods or if just their faces, the sides of their faces are flowing shadow. But they have, on front, you can see these metal skulls. This kind of grinning. And kind of underneath these hoods. These flowing shadowy hoods. And they are... It's like one of them has a sort of a big sort of a hand, metal clawed hand. And another one of them is carrying what looks like an axe. A sort of slightly oddly chromic looking axe. And they're just coming up the stairs.
I throw a lamp at them, at the one who is like in front of me.
Sure. This is going to be a for that one. Sure, it's going to be pain of 5. You can, like I said, you've got your discipline, and then you can add, if you want, you can up your exhaustion before you roll. Remember, if you push your exhaustion past 6, though, you crash. But you can, if you want, you can add to exhaustion, and then you can use 1 to 6 madness.
In this case, it's been a very long day. I'll add 1 exhaustion.
All right, and yeah, do that on the sheet before you roll.
Yep, just did. And then I'll add 2 madness dice.
Yeah. And like I said, you can do that when it asks. You don't have to put it on the sheet because it's not permanent. All right.
This.
Good. Very good. You got 4 successes. I'll roll my pain. I got 3 successes. Let's see. What have we got? So it looks as though... no. Actually, pain just barely dominates. Because you have a 6, a 5, and a 2, and I also have a 6, a 5, and a 2, but I also have a couple of 1s. So I have 3 successes. You have 4 successes, so you're going to beat this, but also pain is going to dominate probably. Let me just double check what else we have here. Yeah. So I'm gonna get another. I get another coin of despair. I'm getting so much despair right now. So yes, you lob this thing, you lob the lamp at one of these metal-headed creatures that is coming toward you, and it as you do so, see it kind of. It's gonna slam into him, and he'll kind of stumble back down several steps. He's gonna fall down the stairs. I think, but as you do so, I think that I think the one that you hit was the was the one that with the axe. As you do so, as he's getting hit, he lobs his axe in your direction. And it's not a very good throw. But it is going to it's going to say, let's see, logistics. It's
to hit his foot.
It's gonna sail up, and it's are you carrying anything with you right now besides just things that would be in your pockets? Do you have a satchel or anything? Did you grab your laptop or anything on your way up?
A little. I think I forgot my laptop. I got a satchel where I have my flask. I got my glasses probably, and like my phone and some keys.
Okay. But so you are carrying your satchel?
You said? Yeah.
Okay.
Like a small one.
The axe goes through the strap of the satchel, and thuds into the floor behind you. And so your satchel is a little harder to carry. So we're going through.
Grabbing my satchel. I'm not going to try my luck with the second one. I'm moving away from this door.
Yeah.
Hey, there is something coming with an axe, and it's coming. We should get out of here.
Okay. So I feel like at this point, maybe I'll use my madness talent of invisibility. I feel like I would try to make. We were talking about the logistics of this. Like, can I make everyone around me kind of go invisible?
You want to make everyone invisible? Yeah, you can do that. Do you want like total invisibility for all of them?
Yeah, if that's possible.
It is. I'm going to need you to roll at least 5 madness dice, though, as part of this.
Woohoo. Okay, do it for the team. Yeah.
That sounds pretty mad.
It's pretty mad.
I will be rolling 5 pain.
Oh, I don't know. That says 3, 3. Oh, 1, 1, 2, 4. I don't think
Okay.
it worked.
So we have, you have 4 successes. Let's take a look here. Pain is dominating again. Let's see. But I could make madness dominate right now, couldn't I? I could. Because you have a 5 in your madness pool. I'm going to spend another coin of despair to add a 6 to your another 6 to your madness pool. So you are successful, but you must check off a response. I believe they're all fight, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Oh. That's not what I had in mind, but
It's a choice between
I have to.
fight or fight.
I mean,
So
everyone's
what
going to
do you
turn
want to
invisible,
do?
but you also, your fight response is kicking in.
because my idea was that we'd all get invisible and then run after the dog. So what if
Oh,
my
sure, you
fight
can
is that I
still-
just run into the dog?
Yeah, I mean, you can still do it. You just have to, yeah, like I said, it's up to you how you interpret this. But it's just that your fight response is kicked in.
Okay, I've got that. So you'll see Tamsin's just she's not really looking at anything, but suddenly around her she'll just start disappearing. Like there'll be shimmers around her skin, and then you'll look at yourselves and probably just start seeing you guys also disappearing a little bit. But I don't think she knows exactly what she's doing, so she's just kind of like, I just had the feeling that we couldn't be seen at the moment, and then it happened.
See this? The other metalhead makes it up to the top and is like, and it's looking around and it can't see you.
Oh, yeah, maybe I could fight the thing. Okay, then I'm gonna try and, yeah.
You see it's
Oh, I
heading
was-
toward one of the windows. Are you doing anything?
He doesn't have a weapon, right? Or did he?
He's got
pick up
a
that?
big clawed metal hand.
Okay. I'm gonna try and tackle it.
Okay.
Can I tackle him? I'm gonna run up at him. Surprise attack.
Okay. You're gonna start doing that. I do want to check with everyone else. What's everyone else doing?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think that like I'm legitimately, I just heard that voice, and I want to let people know there's something else here. Someone or something just talked to me in my head, and we should probably try to get out of here because that voice claimed this domain as their own.
Have you seen outside? I don't think we can go anywhere.
And I'm like, just guys, I think we are disappearing. And
Oh,
Metalhead has moved over
Yeah.
to a window and he's rearing back with his claw, as though he's getting ready to smash the window. Outside of which there is pure darkness.
What
Okay,
about
Cal.
behind the bridge? There's something weird there. Do you think it could be an escape route or something?
we should try. Follow the dog? Follow the rabbit down the hole?
May as well follow the yellow brick road while we're at it.
The black brick road. But before we go,
Yeah, do you still
instead
wanna...
of tackling,
Mhm.
instead of tackling the guy, can I try to stop him from
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can.
crashing the
Your
window?
your adrenaline's pumping right now. It's like
Yeah.
you want to do something. So yeah, you can absolutely tackle him to try to stop him. He can't see you right now, so I'm going to knock the pain rating down to 4.
Wait, what was maximum madness?
The most
that
you
I
can.
have,
Oh, that's
since I
right.
did 5?
The most you can roll is 6. This is you don't have to roll madness for this, but
Yeah.
you can. You can roll 1 to 6.
I won't. Yeah, I won't. Oh no.
Oh yes, let me go ahead and roll my 4 pain. Okay. I only got 1 success. You got 2.
But oh, so you can see the rolls because mine just say 0 on my roll 20.
Oh yeah, no, you got 2. It says discipline 2. Did you see that? Yes, that's 2 successes.
It's like... Oh, okay, yeah. I see it.
And
Nice.
yeah, so and it looks like you didn't roll any other dice. So you got a discipline of 2. You got that. I got. So again, pain's dominating. My God, so much despair today. So yes,
First episode.
I know, right? So pain. You tackle him, and in so doing, though, as you tackle him, he does for a second. You know, his elbow does manage to hit the window. It doesn't break, but a little crack does start forming, and he now knows he's fighting something. What do you do to him? How do you tackle him here?
I think I would just because I feel like he's not facing me.
Yeah, no,
right?
he's
So
absolutely
I'd
not.
Probably be like on his side, and I just try to get that thing out of his hand. Like, just try to. Like,
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. So like Krimsin, and you like pull this. It's like a glove.
Ooh, okay.
It's like someone will wear to like a metal counter, except these are very sharp metal talons, and the material of the glove is like shadow, like some kind of woven shadow, almost.
Ooh.
But you have it now,
That's so cool.
and
And
it
then I
is
quickly
currently
run
the
away.
only thing visible that you are carrying.
Yeah, just a glove with talons running away. Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, he's disoriented. Are you? Is everyone running for the fridge? Is that what we're doing? Okay.
Yep.
I think so. Yeah, maybe.
You all bolt for the fridge as this thing is trying to regain its feet. You dive. You see this basically. You run up to this refrigerator. See this weird sort of wooden door that's open and this sort of a little bit of light that's pouring through. And you see it's like you're looking down into what looks like into a greenhouse. It looks like you think, except it's dark, so you're not sure. A lot of withered plants inside. But yeah, you're looking down. It's like you look in and there's a big sort of withered flower bed that you can see down there.
I'll take that over this crazy place.
Okay. Are you all jumping in?
Yeah, I'm jumping.
All right.
Just like look around, see the room, see these demon things, and just plug my nose as I
All right.
step into it.
So, you leap through, plunging into another place. And
And we die.
Yeah,
I
we're
think-
dead. Good series, everybody.
yes, wasn't that great? Yeah.
Die.
I now have a question for everyone. So we've been playing. I had said timing has gone is going a little since we got it took a little time to get started this time. Happens to me all the time. Do we want to hang out and play for a bit longer? In which case, I think we might take a little break. Or do you want to call it here?
I would call it here, but I'm down. If everyone else wants to play, I'll play as well.
Yes, I do understand a couple of you are overseas, so there may be a timing issue.
Really cool with both options.
I mean, I'm for playing. I thought it was like a break, like a commercial
break.
We can.
We can. I just need to know kind of how we feel. If you want, we can keep going. We can take a break and then.
I'm down to keep going if everybody else is, but if anyone feels like they're going to be pushing themselves too hard by keeping on going, then we should call it just so we can keep our energy up for future games.
That's fair. So I guess really what it comes down to is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm
Ace,
just saying that I am fine with playing, but I might need to take the break to take care of chores.
Oh yeah.
But...
Well, a break is happening either way, one way or the other. Shade, how are you feeling?
It's fine. Okay, let's take a break then.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, it's really okay. All right, folks. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we shall see where they have landed, and so we will be back shortly. We have returned. And I have everyone in the wrong place. Because for some reason, almost everyone somehow Shade managed to remain in the same place. Thank you for hanging out there. But there we go. We have just returned. We're in a spot, who knows where. It's a strange kind of garden that you folks have just fallen into from a place just above. Let's see. Let's see. Yes. We'll go back to that. Fine. So, you've fallen into this flower bed. Did anyone by any chance pull the door closed behind them as they jumped in?
Cal did not.
Whoever I guess was last.
Since we fell on the flower bed, are we going to be seeing a ghost mom? Reference to the game Undertale.
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually have not played that.
Yeah, it starts with you falling onto a flower bed.
It's not the it's not the softest flower bed in the world, but it does break everyone's fall and you're not injured. It's not a huge greenhouse. Who's the last one down the hole?
Probably Tamsin.
Yeah,
Because
I was
Tamsin
thinking
was fighting.
probably
Yeah.
Tamsin too.
Yeah.
Do you?
But then I don't think I closed the door.
You don't think you closed the door? Okay. So you fall down into this flower bed. As you're sort of all seeing above you, there's this. You're sort of lying. It's this kind of it's this darkened greenhouse. It looks like an older greenhouse. There were plants crawling up the wall at one time, but they look like they're all dead. Sort of a lot of vines. And it's hard to kind of see the outside as a result. As it looks like there was a great period of overgrowth and then a great period of death. There are All manner of sort of various types of lots of flowers, lots of deceased flowers. Looking up, sort of as you're lying there, you can kind of sort of as you're rolling over, you're looking up, you can see in the roof of this greenhouse. And sort of it's sort of the so the windows come up to a point. You can see outside that it's nighttime. That's you can see, but that's all you can see right now out the windows because they're very very dirty. And the top of the greenhouse would be there'd be a roof. With there's some lights that are hanging down that are currently out, sort of on lamps that would come down. But at the roof of the greenhouse, which isn't, it's not huge. Like I said, it's a single story little greenhouse. Has this area that's very, sort of, I guess it would be a rectangular shaped roof up there. And it has this also rectangular hole where you can still see into Reg's apartment. You're looking up right now at the slats, the wooden slats that make up the underside. Through that hole, you can looking up and see the wooden slats that make up the underside of his loft, where his bedroom is. And you can faintly hear someone, one of the beings in there that you left in there is like stumbling around and doing something, but you haven't heard. You're not sure what's happening yet.
How is it even possible? Am I asleep? I'm just pinching myself.
It hurts.
Tamsin will pinch you too. Did that hurt?
It also hurts.
Oh, yes, thanks.
All right.
Really?
Are all of you okay? Like, did any of y'all get hurt? Are you good?
I'm
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I'm good.
All right. So we need to either get some light on in here, or we need to get out of here as quickly as possible. Those are the two options that I see. Friggin', we don't want to stay beneath this. We know what's on the other side of that. What do you think? Should we move? Should we get light on? What's the play?
I think we should move. We don't know where we are. We should at least find something to let us know where we are exactly.
Agree. These things there above, they're still there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're safe.
Crash.
Yeah. There is you hear there's more thudding, and you do hear what sounds like a distant crash of glass.
Let's move.
Let's move.
And there's the sound of a lot of from up there.
Okay. Let's get going.
For sure.
All right.
I walk towards the door and try to open it.
So you get up as you get up and you're looking around this greenhouse. You do see there is a door. It's open. It's standing ajar, just sort of actually swinging a bit. And kind of as you're heading over there, you can see. You think you're in. You're not sure exactly where you are. There's some tall brick buildings around you. And you can see around the corner of one of them. And again, they are similarly covered in ivy. And again, it's dark, apparently, because it's nighttime. This area is not terribly well lit, but you can see, there are a couple of, you think maybe there's some distant street lights or something, because there's light coming in from somewhere, around maybe the fronts of these buildings. You see the tail end of the Shadow Hound as it's heading around the corner, in next to one of these buildings.
We still got a puppy out there.
thinks we should keep following it. It kept us safe so far just following it.
What, are you friends now with this thing?
I don't know if that's the best idea, if I'm being honest. That thing was darkness incarnate. It was shadows. It was void. I don't think that we should be putting our trust in it. I think it was just trying to get away and showed us a way out on accident.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, let's just move into the opposite direction. If you
I
don't
agree.
follow it,
Yeah, let's go try to find a street sign or something.
Or a light
Well,
source.
before I walk out, I look at this door in the ceiling for a few seconds, trying to see if anything is going there.
You see you're starting to see the light is flickering. You think is what you see at first, then you realize it's just these shadowy, more little shadowy, flitting bat-like things starting to go back and forth inside Reg's apartment.
Okay, yeah, let's move on.
You see it's starting to get very dark. It's like like that all-encompassing darkness that you saw outside the window is happening at that door, at the door frame.
Am I still casting light, or do you think that has ended?
I mean, how were you? Was it sort of floating nearby you, or were you holding the thing?
I wanted it to be floating nearby.
Okay. I think that at this point it's probably going to have. Yeah, I think at this point it's probably still there, but it's flickering, so it's probably not going to last too much longer. Yeah.
I was gonna ask about the invisibility, but I think once I hit the ground, maybe it just disappeared.
I mean,
So
you've got other things to concentrate on at this point, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, who did the invisibility? That was really clutch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought we couldn't be seen, and it just happened. It never
did
happened
it.
before.
Holy
That's
shit.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What is happening? Because I was never able to do this before, and they gestured to the ball of light.
And Katrina, you completely calmed down that dog. Have you seen it before, or?
I haven't seen that before, but I've seen stuff like it. It wasn't as aggressive at the time when the things I saw weren't that aggressive.
What
So
was
that dog was wild. I don't know.
You hear that?
What time is it? Is that a bell tower?
I forgot my
Pull
voice.
out my burner and check my phone.
10 p.m. Well, your phone actually says 10.
Okay. Where does this sound come? Where is it coming from?
Reverberating from kind of in the same direction that the Shadowhound was running.
Okay. I think it's a great idea that we do not move there. Let's just go to the other way.
Yeah, we don't know what's around here. Honestly, sound could attract anything. We have no idea what's around here.
Yeah. Well, let's hope we find something that tells us where we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we coming up on the end of a street yet?
So, well, yeah. So you're moving out. You're going to see a couple of things as you're kind of heading in the opposite direction. You can actually you're a little more triangulated sort of. You're on a sort of a. It's not exactly a suburban city block. It's kind of odd in that some of these buildings that you're looking at right now are a little crooked, or the angles are a little weird on some of them. The architecture is a little strange. But everything is covered in plants where you are here. One way or another, either vines or shrubbery or, again, sort of roses or thorn bushes, things of that nature. Some of it's dead, some of it's alive. As you're moving further, you'll see that there are things where there are light sources somewhat on them. But you think that you're kind of near some kind of apartment block as you're sort of moving out, and you hear this sort of rumbling of a vehicle of some kind. As you kind of look, there's a slightly more open area with what looks like an older abandoned building that's kind of lower to the ground than a lot of the others around here. And you can see out a little bit in the direction kind of tangential to the direction you're heading. And you can see kind of through to this sort of alleyway leading toward the edge of a street. That doesn't look like it's necessarily a main artery street, or maybe it looks like a, no. It doesn't look like a busy street, but you can see at the far end of that alley what look like a couple more, or well, maybe it looks like, again, it looks like that shadow hound again, but it might be a different one. You don't know. Because there's that one, and then there's a smaller one that crawls past on the far end, and you see this this truck. The front of this truck sort of rumbles to a stop. As you see these headlights out. There's a light drizzle out here, you note, and it looks like someone, yeah. Looks like the front end of a very, you can't see the whole truck, right? But the front end of it looks like a very old model, rusted. Front of a sort of a pickup maybe type. You're not sure, but you hear a couple of boots hit the ground, and you see there is a figure in a cloak and a top hat sort of steps out, and sort of like you can't really see clearly, but it's like got sort of tufts of hair sticking out and sort of ashen looking. He's carrying some kind of a thing over his shoulder that looks sort of long, like sort of a pole with a loop on the end. He's just sort of casually stepping out whistling. And he, see him sort of looking out in the same direction those shadowhounds went. He's like, and you hear him like, I can't do it. And he sort of is whistling.
Hey, you!
He's reaching forward with these things that you see, some sort of glittery thing coming out of one of his hands, and he turns his head the moment you call out.
Excuse me, sir.
I stepped behind something before, to obscure myself from sight before that happens.
Yeah.
Are you from here?
He turns and he starts. He turns. He adjusts his attitude, and he sort of starts moving down the alley toward you.
I didn't mind to disturb you. It is just we kinda ended up in this place.
As he passes under a light, and well, as he's starting to pass under a light, he says, "Lost, are you?" As he passes under a light, you see that there's something. You see, sort of grinning, and you see that these sort of yellowed teeth, and you see his tufts of hair sticking out kind of crazily, and you see that his skin is kind of almost like, how do I put this? It's kind of weirdly lumpy, sort of. So there's a lot of scar tissue around it. Visible his face, he's got these big mutton chops. He's dressed, and you can see as he comes forward, he's dressed in kind of a cloak and a long coat. He looks like he's dressed in this sort of, like someone out of the 1800s.
Oh.
And he's sort of stepping closer. You need to...
I'm backing off.
You out here looking for something? Something I can help you with?
Tamsin is pulling Tyler's hand
He's coming
or
closer.
shoulder or whatever, and he obviously knows those dogs. We were trying to stay away from the dogs.
Okay, that's true. Maybe you could just point us into the direction of a tavern or a hotel of some sort.
You gotta be careful out here. This is very close to shadow territory.
Shadow territory.
Yeah. It's good, it's a good place to catch the hounds if you want them. But, you gotta be careful. New neighborhoods like this, sometimes they're still settling.
What exactly are these hounds? This is the first time we've seen them.
And, he's getting closer.
We're stepping back. Or at least I'm stepping back.
I'm stepping back. I'm stepping back.
Me too.
And, yeah, he's now reaching the end of your end of the alley. Like, I see you're new here. You are looking for work.
Looking to find where we are, in all honesty.
We'll do work in exchange for information.
Oh, yeah. Well, he sort of looks back in the direction of his truck, and he looks back in your direction. We've got plenty of work to do, lots of digging. Things rearranged themselves recently, you see. So...
Okay.
You need,
How do you mean? From around the corner, they can't even see me.
How do you
What
mean?
do you mean?
And you see he's looking at everyone, you could almost say hungrily. He says, we're in the Mad City now. Sometimes at 13 o'clock, things move around a bit. Folks make a power play. Things change. You gotta change to keep up. Sometimes for us that means lots of digging.
Digging? Why?
Oh. If you want the work, you'll see. You had to come along, he says, gesturing with this loop that starts, he's moving it down. It's kind of getting dangerously close to it. So he's hovering it above your folks' heads, back and forth.
Before we come along, what do you think would happen if we didn't? I want to know all my options here. And during talking, they're just nervously shuffling their deck of tarot cards.
He says, "Oh, well, I I'm out here to catch something. I should be very disappointed if I'd come back empty-handed.
Yeah. Yeah. What is this? Yeah, sorry, but this basically, what is this sound? Where is it coming from? This bell sound of a sort?
Clock tower in the center of the city. You get out just a little ways, you'll see it, no matter where you are.
I see. Well, you see, actually, we will send there. We will send there to check how the things are in the middle of the mad city right now. And what I'm trying to do is to use my exhaustion talent, throwing off balance.
All right. So, do you have any exhaustion yet? Let me just ask that first.
I have one.
Okay. You have some choices here. First off, do you want a major or a minor use of this talent?
For the major, I'll need to add one more.
That's
at
right.
least.
Yeah.
wanna
do that?
Yeah. Can I know?
Right. Before you
like,
roll
pain?
anything, let me. I'm sorry. Go ahead and ask. But yeah.
Yeah. Can I know like the pain rating?
Yeah, that's what I
before?
was getting to now. So this individual has a pain of 7.
Right. Okay. In this case, that will be a major use.
Okay. So you can add one, so you'll end up with 2 exhaustion. You're going to have at least 2 successes, plus, depending on what you roll. So we got to remember to add 2 successes to whatever you end up rolling. And remember, you've got your 3 discipline, and then when it asks, if you want, you can add up to 1 to 6 madness.
Okay. Let's roll. I'll add 2 madness again.
All right. Okay. Looks like you got 2 successes. I'm going to roll my 7 pain dice now. I got 3 successes.
Okay.
So let me take a look and see what's dominating here. So 1s, 2s, and 3s are successes, and for those of us just joining, those of you just joining us, 1, 2s, and 3s are successes, and the highest numbers are what we look at in each individual pool to see what is dominating. So right now I got more successes, and let's see, there's a 6 in the discipline pool, there's a 6, and a 2, there's a 6 and a 4 in the madness pool, but there's a 6 and several 5s in the pain pool. So let's see.
I got sorry, just a question. So I got 2 successes in the discipline pool, right?
Right.
And I also have 2 plus 2 successes.
That's right. You got 4. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. That's why I harped on that so much, because I always freaking forget. Something kicks in when that. Thank you. So yes. That was a major use of your exhaustion talent. So you have 4 successes. You beat me.
Good.
Because that's the one thing I wish there was a way of saying that on this sheet to say if you're using a major or minor use of it. Because I need the reminder. Okay, so good. That means actually you beat me. But pain is dominating, which means that this is probably going to be success at cost, unless I decide to throw another 6 in somewhere. Yeah, I'd have to. Yeah, okay, I can do that. I will spend a despair coin to add another 6 to the madness pool. And so that means you now have 2 6s in your madness pool, and that means that madness is dominating. So if you would, this is gonna be successful, but please check off a response.
That will be my fleet response.
Excellent. So you're checking off your flight response?
Yes.
As part of this. And so what did you tell? You told him basically essentially that you were there checking things out, and so he's from... What was it you told him?
That we were sent to check how the things are going in the middle of the Mad City.
Ah, gotcha.
So we are on a mission.
Okay. All right. And he's like, and he pauses for a second. And he's gonna slowly nod. You're working. Oh, she's already sent you out, has she?
Yes.
Look, we're not in a position to make any more trouble right now. We just don't want to see her face again. Not that we've ever seen her face in the first place. You tell her.
I will.
And he says she'll get no. We're gonna stay up. I was just down here collecting. We're staying up in the industrial district.
Yeah.
We're just resituating ourselves with the emptiness project. That's all. She can have this blasted piece of rock over there. And actually, he's gesturing back the direction that would be back across the street from where he from the street that he stepped off of. He says, "You'll get no trouble right now from the press gang. But we got a long memory. Tell her that too."
She'll understand. Yeah.
And you see his teeth are even a little bit pointed as he bears them in that fashion. Like, well then.
Cal will button thing, and just to be sure, could you tell us exactly about this project to make sure it doesn't get in our way?
What she ain't told. If she ain't told you, I don't think there's much we should want to know. Though there's something of emptiness, and he's pointing back at Tyler, and he's kind of still. He's almost like he's kind of sniffing the air, and he's looking at Tyler. There's something of the emptiness about you, though. Already,
I'm starting just moving back.
you're probably gonna see you soon, one way or the other. The emptiness knows you, don't it? I didn't see it at first, but I see it now.
What are you?
That's what's going on, eh? They're pulling things behind my back.
That was
I
too
don't
much.
appreciate it.
Tyler just turns away and starts running from this guy.
Ha! Give him my regards.
Tamsin is definitely just jogging.
And he's not going to follow you.
Yeah.
He's just going to tip his hat to anyone remaining. And he's going to turn and start going back off to try to stalk more Shadowhounds.
And as he's walking away, I think I'm going to try in my head to respond to that voice that I heard. What do you mean, get purchase? Yeah, I know it's probably way too late, but I think she was a little afraid to say it before that.
Well, let's see. First off, I presume you're using your madness talent to attempt to make this contact possible.
Sure, why not?
All right. Given who you're trying to get in touch with, let's see. She's tried to. You've already been in contact with this individual. So you're just trying to use an existing channel for this as a kind of, using an energy exchange for it is going to be kind of rough. I think I'm going to call for at least 4 madness dice on this one. Now, here's the thing. The individual you're trying to contact, I shall reveal to you now, has currently a pain rating of 8. So I'm going to be rolling 8 pain against it.
Okay. That's fair.
So you may, as before, like I said, you can up your exhaustion beforehand if you want to. But you're going to roll any exhaustion dice you have, your 3 discipline, and at least 4 madness dice.
I'll roll 5 madness dice because
Sure,
why not?
more the merrier.
And let's see how this turns out. So I have 3 discipline, 2
Mhm.
exhaustion,
Mm-hmm.
and 5 madness.
Gotcha. Okay.
That is pretty good. Five successes, but I believe
Mhm.
that 2 5s or a 5 and 2 6s on the madness dice would mean that
Ooh.
madness dominates.
Probably.
Because
Mm-hmm.
my discipline only has 1 6 and 1 5, so
Well, so that's on your. So you've got 2 6s and a 5 in the madness dice, right?
and 2 1s
And 2 1s. Okay, I've got 2 6s, a 5, and 2 4s. Which means that actually Pain's technically going to dominate.
Okay.
Unless I change it, but I've given you so much hope already. So
5 total successes, 4 1s, and a 3.
okay, so that means you're going to be successful, but Pain is dominating. And I get another coin of despair.
Yay.
So, very close to madness dominating. Not quite. We got close. So, you try to tap into that. You try to tap into that, sending a wave of this energy out. Try to reach whatever it was, and you do make contact, and you feel the contact is coming specifically from across the street. That street. You haven't gotten out past the alleyway to see into the street yet, but the street where the truck is parked. Across from the way. In that direction. And what was the message you were sending?
I don't remember the exact wording now because it's being pulled up, but like essentially it's like, what do you mean a purchase? How do we get a purchase? How do we find ground?
You're looking to find purchase. And everyone who is is anyone watching Katrina while this is happening by any chance? Just out of curiosity.
If she stopped.
Not
I
me.
stopped. I stopped.
So there are shadows vibrating around Katrina's head, and Katrina's eyes have turned black while this is happening.
Void mother.
So you will hear in your head, I see you made it. Interesting.
Well, it was either jump through or let those things grab hold of us, so we made a decision.
Of course. Well then. Depends on how long you're planning to stay, doesn't it? Is what kind of purchase you're trying to find?
Well, I know for me, I don't want to stick around too long. If you can help me out of here, I would be appreciative.
Oh, I'd be delighted to help you. But there will be a price.
What kind of price? How steep is the cost?
I should have a task for you. You perform this task, then I shall show you a way out.
And will that include the people I'm with? Can we work together, or will you make us all do our own tasks?
You may work together, if you so desire.
That's good. What should we do now? Where should we go?
You shall find that not but across the district that you are occupying, counterclockwise from where your current position, you shall find the Necropolis. There is something rising there that is of interest to me, and possibly also of interest to you. but we shall see. We shall see. There are, shall we say, I've been attempting to make some inroads with these individuals, but it has been a bit of what they shall call these days a hard sell.
Okay.
I merely ask that connection be made. I think that what need be done is that something valuable of theirs be brought to me.
So you need me to steal something?
Yes.
All right, yeah, that's not a problem at all. I can do that. What do you need? What do you want me to get for you?
Well, let me actually pull something up really quickly so that I may see this thing. Yes. Yes. Okay. There is an item of a nightmare here in this place that recently met its end, that they are making use of. It is
Yeah.
a particular clock that is now being held by the head of the procession. Fetch forth this clock.
It's not the clock tower we heard earlier, is it?
Oh no, but shall we say you shall note that there's a definite motif. This clock is of some importance, I think. The
How
one
big
who
is
lost
it?
it. It is no, there's merely I would say roughly the size of a bowling ball. Yes, let's call it the size of a bowling ball. And you're able to obtain it from the head of the procession and bring it to me before the clock strikes 13. I shall show you a way out.
Okay. I'll talk to my friends and see what we can do because I know I don't want to stick around here and I assume they don't either. So should we just head that direction right away or like what's the deal? Do you need us to meet you or anything along those lines?
After you obtain the item, bring it back. You see across the street there, darker buildings. You'll see a gate. Bring it through the gate.
All right. That's cool. Also, thanks for answering. It was really cool of you.
I always am interested in fostering good talent.
Yeah?
But be
Well,
yeah. Hmm?
Your laugh is downright terrifying. You should definitely keep that aesthetic for this place.
Says, oh my dear, I have had to simply say that my aesthetic has had considerable time to evolve. And it stops. It's like she's sort of pulled and your eyes have returned to normal. But everyone looking at Katrina sees that that her eyes look possibly a little more hollow. There's like almost like little sort of ashen streaks shadow down the sides of them, just a little bit. It's very subtle.
Are you okay?
Yeah, that was weird.
That was
You know-
really weird.
You know how I said I heard a voice in the apartment? Well, I just decided to see if that line was still open. It was. So essentially, I think the same person that dude was talking about, the lady he was talking about, she was the one talking to me. She needs us to steal a clock and she won't tell us how to get out of this world before then. Like, that's the condition. We have to find some clock that's going to be in a place called Necropolis. It's the clock of a nightmare. It's about the size of a bowling ball. So, like, that's a big clock.
At least it's not like a grandfather clock or something.
Grandfathers are way bigger than that. But yeah, at least it's not. You're right. And we have to do all of it before the clock strikes 13, though. And judging from what that dude was saying, 13 is when power exchanges. So we might be stuck here permanently if we don't find the way out before then. I don't know if we have any other options, but this is the one that I see.
Being stuck is not ideal, so I guess that's our option unless any of you have any other ideas.
How did she sound? Did she sound trustworthy, like she would help us?
I don't think anything's gonna sound trustworthy here. She honestly sounded like... You know how in those kids' cartoons, witches have really cackling laughter that's a little off-putting? Well, dial that up from like a 2 to like a 9, and that's about how she sounded.
So she sounded as scary as you looked just now.
Did I look scary?
Their eyes were blacked out.
Oh. Well, shit. Probably scarier still. I don't know. How scary do I look?
You looked pretty scary.
All right. Well,
But you're okay now. So
I mean, as
You feel-
okay as we're gonna be. I do feel a little different, but I don't think it's that different. I don't know what this is. This is a new experience for me.
it's a little
So
exciting. Wait.
it's a little
Is there-
exciting, sure, but it's also a little get me the fuck out of here.
Do you think Rage even knew he had a completely different world behind his fridge?
Rage seems like the kind of guy that probably knows about
Yeah.
stuff.
I thought
So
so.
I'm not sure.
Tyler,
Huh.
what do you think?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Okay, I guess at this point, Tyler just kind of like get back to his senses and kind of like saw that everyone is still standing there.
Yeah,
And
Tyler,
like,
you made it. Yeah, when you, I'm going to say that basically when you look around for Tyler, you see that Tyler has managed to stop at the end of a different alley. That's it's perpendicular. It's kind of in the same direction that the dog originally went. But because you're just sort of trying to get away. But he's managed to stop there.
So, whew.
And do you all approach where Tyler has ended up?
Yeah, I'll go to
Yeah.
Tyler.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So
Tyler, I guess we really need to rely on everyone here. This is a new venture, huh?
Yeah. So what happened? Where did that guy go? Are you all right?
Yeah, we're fine. Apparently, our friend there had some voices in her head, and they were real.
Real voices in the head.
Yeah, so to get out of this place, the only thing that we know of so far is we have to steal a clock for someone.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
place called the Necropolis is where we have to get it from. So that's not foreboding at all.
A clock in a place called Necropolis. And where is this place?
I don't know.
Didn't get directions.
Right. Well,
We have less than 3 hours, though, judging from the chime.
oh, what a crazy dream it is. Well, okay, let's just try to find this Necropolis. Why not?
Why not?
Okay. How about and then as Tamsin's asking, I don't think she'll even stop to ask. She's gonna try and parkour up one of the buildings and see if she can get a higher
Certainly.
vantage point.
So
And see.
it doesn't take long. Yeah. So Tyler, you started to see this as you were coming near the edge. You saw what looked like the top of a clock tower for a moment. Beyond some of the buildings, it was like you hadn't really seen. Tamsin's gonna like leap up, kind of just sort of, because you're in an alleyway. This isn't too hard to do. You just sort of dumpster, wall, fire escape, and you sort of jump up the fire escape and you look forward, and now, as everyone is, as everyone will, so Tamsin will see this first, but everyone will ultimately see this as you sort of are looking forward further toward the street that this alleyway faces. You will note, you'll see a cityscape. This city has many different buildings of, looks like different eras, just sort of slapped together. It looks as though...
So it looks like Portland.
Yeah, kind of. In some ways, yeah. But a lot of the buildings are crooked. They're shaped very strangely, some of them. They're bend at odd angles. You can see that it's very incongruous. A lot of them are dark, a lot of them are twisted. But along the sort of the tops of some of the buildings, you see off in the distance that it's like there's like a series of just kind of like planks or metal protrusions and other things connecting rooftop to rooftop. In the distance, across several of the building rooftops, are what looks like the tails of several crashed planes. Looking across and down, you see there are people in this street. This is the street that you are heading in the direction of is a wider street that seems to be slightly curved, going left and right. The district that you are at the corner of is it's covered in foliage, a lot of it. The district across from you has these that look like they look kind of like they're meant to be high rises of different kinds, but they are and they look very sort of blocky. There's a big sort of there's kind of a big sort of Art Deco thing kind of going on with them. But still, again, a lot of different eras, so it's not all Art Deco. Some of them have pillars, columns, things like that, throwbacks. And something else you will notice are the people. There are a lot of cars, I will say. There are a number of cars driving through out here on this wider street. This wider road that are from different eras. I mean, there are some that look like they're from this year. There are some that look like they're from like the 60s. See, like a big Volkswagen bus goes by.
Nice.
You see there are trucks, vehicles. There are things that look like they're from like the early 1900s. Sort of puttering by. And among them, one of them is like a very sort of old-style fire engine. It's a horse-drawn carriage fire engine, basically. That's painted red, has people in these blue uniforms on them. And the people, you look at the people. Very motley. All manner of different dress. From different eras. There are people, again, who seem to be dressed like they're from the 60s. People who are dressed from like the 90s, from the 20s. There are people wearing uniforms. You see flappers. You see people in army uniforms. You see people wearing Victorian clothing. And people wearing modern garb. A lot of the ones around here are dressed kind of like farmers. But then the people don't all look human. There's one particular farmer passing underneath is sort of going by dragging a cart that looks like he's got the head of an eagle. Looks like a big eagle in overalls. You see looking around, there are a couple of people walking backwards, just sort of chatting as they do so. There are people who look ethereal, drifting from place to place. There are people with horns, like gazelle horns. There's a little rumble, and outside of the side of one of the buildings, you see coming up in sort of inside a sort of another sort of flower bed in front of one of the buildings the block you're on is a person who looks like a mole person climbing up and out. There are shadow people here. And then there are people who there's someone who's walking down the street that looks like his head is a big cube. There are people
Oh, we
here
don't even know.
who look like they're made of clay. And it is a very motley city. You are at a major intersection. You're very close to you're not quite at it, but you're just a little bit maybe a little further, a little to the right of an intersection that comes up with that big district that comes across. And actually, it's only a smaller road going into that district, so the bigger intersection sort of tees here. But you can look down it and still see at the center of this, all these districts that are around you look different from each other. Off to the left, you see this big district with the big buildings goes on quite a ways, but off to your left, across the way, are these buildings that look like they have odd spires and shadow is dripping off of all of them across the street. And all these districts looking around, they all look very different. But at the very center of the city, no matter where you are in the city, if you have a shot toward the center, if you can see, you're going to be able to see this. There is a Big Ben-looking clock tower in a big round central arena area, central square, in the middle of the city, beyond this big block that's in front of you, rising up above it. This clock. And the face of the clock has 13 numbers. And this is where we are going to be bookmarking it for the evening. I would like to welcome you all to the Mad City.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
I was gonna make that joke.
What an intro.
I mean, these aesthetics are kind of dope. I'm kind of second guessing, trying to get out of here.
I know. I want to stay. I kind of want to stay. I want to meet all these people. Eagle head
Yeah.
farmer. Shoe head.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that we'd have some Minecraft representation in here.
Oh, wow.
Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you for hanging on. I know it's late, so we're going to go ahead and do our outros. We're going to go around. Feel free to tell folks where they can find you. Feel free to plug anything you like. And any final thoughts you have about this session, or favorite moments, or favorite things, or whatever you want to say. And we're going to go reverse of our starting order. So we will start with Cassa.
Hello, I'm Cassa. You can find me on Twitter at wilding_. I play Tamsin, and oh my, I'm so excited about this place. Favorite part? The entire thing. There was no part that I didn't enjoy. From Jim's descriptions to just everyone in this cast just really getting into it and not afraid to, put some action into it. And yeah, I'm so excited. In terms of what else I'm doing, I'm usually on the Lost Caravan. There's something tomorrow, Simbarum. I don't know, it's like a fantasy thing. It'll be a good little break from this really intense but super like fulfilling kind of thing, So yeah, I'm so excited for the next session. But that's me. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Jim, and everyone.
Yay! Thank you so much. And now we're going to head over to Shade.
Hey, I'm Shade. That's the first time I'm playing Don't Rest Your Head. That was super fun. I really like how it ended, and also like these voices that Katrina heard. Hey, that was pretty cool. I mean, it was just like sort of like a plot twist which seemed to be very improvised. So hey, that was really cool. What else? I want to say that right now it's 5 a.m. So I feel like this game really corresponds well to my time zone, about like insomnia and these kind of things. And you can meet me next week, the same time, the same place. So yeah, thank you. Thanks everyone. That was great.
And thank you for hanging on.
12 hours apart.
Yeah. Oh my god, the time. But let us go ahead on over to Ace.
Hi, I'm Ace. I played Cal. I think my favorite part about this was just the music helped put us right into the atmosphere so that could help us hang on to every single word. You could find me back here next week. And yeah, it was super fun.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And finally, over to Krimsin.
Hey y'all, Crimson Galaxy, Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. I was playing Katrina Wales today, and oh my god, this game is great. I like it. It was good. So good. Just like, fuck. Okay. You can find me on Twitter at sin_gal. And for the games that you can find me in this week, on Sunday you can find me on Fool's Moon EI, continuing our Call of the Netherdeep campaign, D&D 5e setting, Critical Role made. My little goblin wizard, Chronergist, is super fun to play, so you should check them out. The only other game I have this week besides... Wait, no, I do have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Wednesday, you can find me playing Session 2 of Season 2 of our game of Things from the Flood over on Party Wipe Games at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And then on Thursday, we should be picking back up our Call of Cthulhu game over on So Maddie Games for Call of Cthulhu Thursdays. It's a Dark Ages campaign, and that one's just like pretty interesting, and I look forward to more of it. And then I'll be back here Friday with any luck.
Yes, thank you so much. Oh, yes, no, and thank you so much for playing into the into the Metal Connection thing. That was awesome. It was so cool. All right, well, and who am I? I'm Jim. You can find me at OtherDoc on Twitch, and also right now on Twitter for at least the next few seconds. I'm also, if you want to look for me anywhere else on any other of the social meteors, it's either going to be OtherDoc or Jim, yes, that Jim. It's going to be one of those two. It's usually OtherDoc. But my website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. On this channel on Mondays, we have the Inner Circle. That's the other group that you got to see start out about a week ago, a week and a half ago now. And so hopefully we'll be playing on Monday. I need to double check with them. This all is, I'm about to tell you, is a little bit tentative because in the United States there is a holiday involving a turkey next week that seems to take up quite a lot of social space. So that may affect things. But so Monday we might be doing the Inner Circle again. So if you want to come and see the other group that is currently in the underground of the Mad City, in another part. They are here at the same time, you may note. It was the clock struck 10 last time in their game, so we are at roughly the same time interval here. So it'll be interesting just to see what's going on that end of things. On Tuesday nights, on every other Tuesday night, we have a game of Cult Divinity Lost, run by Hollow. Who is great at this game, at running that game. It is more horror as we peel back layers of reality to see what lies underneath. Where things are coming to a head, and my character in that game has become a MacGuffin. So it suddenly happened, but it was delightful.
It was red herring.
It was interesting to see what happened with that. That was it's like quite suddenly. It's like, oh wait, I'm supposed to be doing. I apparently there's a reason why I was able to build things quickly, but we'll see how things go. That is Tuesdays. Our Wednesday game of Dune is taking next week off for the Thanksgiving holiday, and then hopefully we'll be back next Friday. we're tentatively doing that again. Next week is a big pencil in week for anybody in the United States. So we'll have to just sort of see what happens amongst the chaos, but hopefully we'll be back. But either way, we'll be back soon. So very much looking forward to continuing this and seeing what happens as they begin their quest. They've been given a quest to go and steal something from a Necropolis. We'll see how that goes. And what else they run into along the way. Upcoming, we are trying to make the Invisible Sun post-mortem happen. We had a 3-year campaign of Invisible Sun. We were going to have a post-mortem on Sunday, and then my internet went out for about a week. So we are trying to reschedule, and hopefully that'll happen. Keep your fingers crossed, folks. Early December. We're looking at doing it in early December. We're still hammering out the details. So hopefully we'll be able to do that, because there's so much we want to talk about with that campaign. And that's that. So when we hit the end card, I am going to send a raid over to Trooper SJP, who is running it looks like a Traveler campaign. Trooper is freaking awesome. Please go forth and check out all their stuff. So we'll go over and then say hi to them. Please feel free to hang on and say hi to them with us. That again will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Later.